You're muted, Judge.
I'm in business. Your Honor.
Can you hear me?
I can now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we were getting some audio feedback. Okay, as I was saying, this is State versus Kevin Corrales. He's been charged with the 4 misdemeanor driving offenses: obstructing intersection, reckless driving, aggressive driving, and lane drag. On September 11, 2021, discovery has been supplied. The state made an offer to the defense on the last calendar, and counsel had asked for a reset in order to consider the information provided. Mr. Ford, how is your client moving want to move forward?
Your Honor, we have discussed the prospects of a trial and what that entails, and we discussed what a plea involves, but I cannot convey to the court that he's in position right now to make a decision whether to accept the state's offer or go to trial. I know that's what you'd like to know, but we're not at that position yet. I can be there in short order, but we're not there just yet.
I'm so sorry. This was specially reset to make a final decision. Your client doesn't have the luxury of any further delays.
Well, the issue, frankly, Your Honor, is, and I didn't really want to put this in the public domain, but what I was wanting to present to the state in the context of a substantial assistance, in the context of another statute, that it might be of value to the state in reducing his exposure respectfully. I just need a conversation with the prosecutor about what I'm talking about.
Ms. McCutcheon, do you know what he's talking about?
No,
But she doesn't, because I've not had a chance to speak to her, Your Honor.
No, Judge. It's my understanding that if counsel has spoken with anyone on behalf of the state, it would have been Ms. Polk or perhaps Ms. Tortorello. I've not spoken with counsel.
With whom have you spoken? Tom, with whom did you speak?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to any prosecutor on this issue, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I would need just the opportunity to do so, because it could impact the state's position. It could result in a reduction potentially in the state's offer, respectively.
All right. I reset this case from last month to accommodate your schedule to get this decision today. The decision I have to, the crossroads or really the prong I have to decide is whether I arraign the case or and schedule it for trial, or whether I take a plea. That's where we're at.
Well, Your Honor,
so if you need to confer with counsel to renegotiate the plea offer, I'm going to allow Ms. McCutcheon to have a phone conversation with you right now while we wait. And then she can tell me her decision as to whether she wants to modify her plea offer or whether she is going to stick with what she had been instructed to offer. Okay?
Understood, Your Honor.
If you would like to put your phone number directly to...
I can just tell it to Mr. McCutcheon now if you like. She can.
Go ahead.
Yes, 404 229 0284.
Okay. I don't know if you have to leave the Zoom in order to use your device. So you decide that, but we're going to be in recess while Ms. McCutcheon calls you now. So make sure your phone's available.
I'm sitting right here waiting for the call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll step out.
Okay, Mr. Glanville, I think Mr. Ford is going to be trying to chime back in
Yes, Judge, I'm looking out for him.
next. We have bench trials on March 2nd. Oh, that's good. Do we have space?
I'd say for March 22nd.
Okay.
We had one this morning, was it March 22nd or 22nd?
But there are 3 spaces on this. I didn't know if Judge Mincy had taken any.
No, she didn't.
Okay. Mr. Ford? All right.
Still connecting. There we go.
Mr. Ford, we good?
Yes, Your Honor. we
All
are.
right.
Thank you.
So back to the original question. How are we proceeding?
We are at current status, entering a not guilty plea respectfully and asking this be placed on a jury trial calendar.
Okay.
With the caveat respectfully that, as I conveyed to Ms. McCutcheon, I'm certain that Ms. Falk would be interested in the information I conveyed to Ms. McCutcheon and what our position is, although I understand that at this current status, the state's position regarding the 120 days in custody remains unchanged, and I do not anticipate that to change, but I remain cautiously optimistic that prior to any subpoenas having to go out, that we can resolve this short of a trial respectfully.
Okay. So I'll just go ahead and arraign the case today then. And you want a jury trial or a bench trial? I have bench trial dates for March 22nd at 1:30 p.m.
As currently the state's offer is a custodial offer, I'm duty bound to, I guess, request a jury trial.
Okay. So the jury trial calendars, we are scheduling them on, I think, on Tuesdays and Thursdays every month. So you may be able to get a jury trial calendar sooner than March 22nd.
I would anticipate the same. Ms. McCutcheon conveyed that likely February was the window we were talking about. I would ask Your Honor, your staff, please, let's don't schedule 18 potential jurors in the courthouse until Ms. Falk is back from medical leave and I've had the chance to speak with her.
Okay. I don't anticipate it being in March, so it could be a jury trial because we are doing jury trials on certain days of the month. So let me go ahead and arraign your client unless you are filing a waiver of arraignment and requesting a jury trial. Which one do you want me to do it in?
We'll be happy to arraign him out, Your Honor, but on this issue, if I may, I want to make sure I understand. Does your court will be calling in jurors regardless of our case for the first Monday and Thursday of every month of every week next
This
month,
case
right?
will be placed on the Orca jury trial calendar. We have two judicial officers at the present time who are managing the Orca jury trial calendar. So it could be me or it could be Judge Eric Morrow.
All right. We're not bringing jurors in just for this case, though.
Not for just this case. No, it's not being specially set for a jury trial. We will have our ongoing jury trial calendars. Yes. So it could be reached that particular week, or it could be reached on any of the other dedicated jury trial dates for that month.
But and the additional fly in the ointment, respectfully, is Ms. Falk's familiarity with the case, et cetera. I would want to be able to at least have a conversation with her if I could before we had to pull the lever, so to speak.
That's why I was giving you the option of a bench trial on March 22nd. That would give you up to 3 months to reach out to Ms. Falk.
And I would have otherwise taken that gracious offer if I thought it was revocable. Can we select the bench trial for March? And if we have to have litigate the matter, client still reserves a right to have a jury trial in the future.
Let's stay with jury trial then. Because once you put on the jury trial calendar, everybody needs to be ready. Okay.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. So can you see your client, Mr. Kevin Corrales? Please stand up. This is case number 22 CR 007185. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say about the facts of the case, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and your attorney, Tom Ford, is appearing virtually through the Zoom format. You have been accused of the 4 misdemeanor charges: obstructing intersection, reckless driving, aggressive driving, and driving in circular or zigzag course, otherwise known as lane drag, on September 5th, 2021. These 4 misdemeanor charges have been brought against you, and upon your entry of a not guilty plea, the case will be scheduled for a jury trial. Mr. Ford, do you waive a reading of the accusations?
So waived, Your Honor.
All right. As I was saying, you are legally presumed innocent of these charges, and upon the scheduling of a trial, the prosecutor would have the complete burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt at the time of the trial and to overcome your legal presumption of innocence. If the state does prevail and the ultimate verdict is that you're found guilty of 1 or more of these charges, you could face a penalty of up to a year in prison and or up to $1,000 fine for each convicted offense. If you are convicted of multiple offenses, the sentences could be served together, that is concurrently, or they could be served separately, that is consecutively. Given this information, how do you plead to the 4 charges brought against you?
You're pleading not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty.
This case has been arraigned. It's going to be placed on the Orca jury trial calendar. Please make sure that you maintain your current address with us at all times. Mr. Ford, all right, that concludes this case, and you will get notice of when the jury trial is scheduled. Best of luck with your discussions with Ms. Falk. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your time.
All right. All right, folks, that concludes this calendar. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gamer.